Time to speak.
Thank you. Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker. The essence of humanity is preservation of life. And this can only be guaranteed through the procreation. Homosexuality has no essence. It is just a mere romantic and sexual attraction towards a person of the same sex. Right Honorable Speaker, it should be put on record that Honorable Fox Odoi does not have his children here in this country. All his family are in UK, and that's why he's supporting this bill. That's why he's against this bill. And I want to conclude by saying, in the book of Genesis, during the floods, during the Noah's time, it is recorded that all the creatures went into the ark, into the Noah's ark, in pairs. And there was no record that homosexuals also entered into the ark of Noah. And for that reason, I implore that honorable colleagues, we vote yes, we protect our integrity, we protect our sovereignty as a nation, we protect our family values, we protect our children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want to guide you. When you're debating, don't attack the personality of a fox. Let's look at Tinker. I am coming. You're all going to speak.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to thank you for your guidance that this bill is not about...
Honorable members, please. There is one house.
This bill is not about Honorable Fox Odoi. Honorable Fox Odoi is only attempting to be consistent with what he stood for in the Constitutional Court. I will persuade him as a father and a husband of two beautiful ladies to abandon what he stood for by then and know that the position of Ugandans has changed. And it is that all Ugandans are against homosexuality. Right Honorable Speaker, the major argument that persuaded the Constitutional Court to nullify what the work that we had done by then was the issue of quorum. This has been cured. I am sure and certain that all the arguments of the for homosexuality, they will fall flat even when they go to court. Right Honorable Speaker, they based themselves on Article 27, right to privacy. Right Honorable Speaker, I submit that Article 44 of the Constitution, that right is derogable. You cannot have that argument on issues that are seriously affecting and torturing our children. You had the submission of the Honorable Minister from Soroti, the former Arrow boy. Homosexuality, where they are practicing it in schools, is actually torturing, rapturing. Rapture is an act of torture. It is against the constitution of this land. Right Honorable Speaker, they will submit that they are arguing under the protection of minority groups. They will argue that they want affirmative action. Right Honorable Speaker, Professor Mbiti, in his book, African Traditions and Institutions, he says we should only promote African traditions that add value to our culture. In this matter, that is so foreign, I don't find anything that we are promoting in abiding, in being persuaded by our honorable colleague.
Thank you.
I want to submit and hold the view that I will support and vote for this bill.
Thank you, Nakasongola. Members, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, this is a serious matter whereby all Christians in Uganda and Muslims and all God believers, all believers in this country, we have to take serious interest in it. Madam Speaker, I want to draw attention to this Parliament that we go to the book, the Bible, and we go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13, and allow me to read. Madam Speaker, it says, if a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man...
Honorable members, please don't go. We have a very important vote to cast.
Madam Speaker, allow me to read again. If a man practices homosexuality, having sex with another man as with a woman, both men have committed a detestable act. They must both be put to death for the guilt of a capital offense. That's the Bible quoting. Madam Speaker, I want to quote again. If you go to the book of Jude, chapter 7, it talks about the immorality of Sodom and Gomorrah. When those cities were practicing homosexuality, God took a decision to destroy all those cities. Madam Speaker, the punishment which God put there was death. Not even 10 years, not even life imprisonment, it's only death. This Parliament should take a decision that those people who will be caught practicing homosexuality be killed. I am the Vice Chairperson of the Seventh-day Adventist Parliamentary Association, and I am standing on behalf of the SDA Church in this Parliament. I beg to submit.
Thank you, Anyakun. Asamo Hogwang.
Thank you. Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to support the bill, and I'm here to stand with the members of Parliament of the 11th Parliament who are making a statement for generations. Members, the colleague who has just spoken talked about the verse in Leviticus chapter 20. It says someone has to be killed. Right Honorable Speaker, where I come from, when you speak about this kind of immorality, when you speak about this kind of immorality, you will just be stoned to death.
Honorable, just a minute, there's a motion here, Honorable Esther. What is the motion about?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, looking at the mood in the House, and Madam Speaker, looking at the debate and the importance of this bill, Madam Speaker, I move that is the time that we go to the committee stage, Madam Speaker.
Honorable members, there is a motion, and I am asking, is the motion seconded? Can you make a justification for your motion? Make a justification for your motion.
Thank you.
Honorable members, listen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, when you look at this bill, right from the committee, the majority of the committee members supported this bill. And so far, only 2 members from the committee had divergent views, Madam Speaker. And even before the floor of Parliament, where the members are debating, Madam Speaker, most of the members are in support. Madam Speaker, also, these vices are on the increase. And Madam Speaker is targeting our children. And not only that, Madam Speaker, above all, our culture. Above all, Madam Speaker, the majority of Ugandans out there, they want this bill to be passed. So, Madam Speaker, the motion that I've moved is that we move to the committee stage so that we handle the bill clause by clause.
Honorable members, the motion is that we go to a committee stage, and I want to see those who are in favor. The whole house is in favor. I now put a question, honorable members. I now put a question that the Anti-Homosexual Bill 2023 be read for the second time. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
The Anti-Homosexuality Bill 2023, Bills Committee stage.
Madam Speaker.
Clause 1.
Honorable Chair, honorable members, honorable members, can I have order in the House? Clause 1.
Clause 1.
Can we stand over clause 1 because it's interpretation, then we come back to it. Yes.
Madam Chair, what you have raised, because clause 1 is about interpretation.
Yes.
And it is always the last, because as we go in front, we could get another word which we want to interpret.
Clause 2.
Chair.
With clause 2.
Clause 2.
Clause 2, the offense of homosexuality. For clause 2, there is substituted the following. 2, offense of homosexuality. 1, a person commits the offense of homosexuality if the person performs a sexual act on another person of the same gender or allows a person of the same gender to perform a sexual act on him or her. 2, a partiality is liable on conviction to imprisonment for life. 3, a person who attempts to perform a sexual act in circumstances referred to in subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable on conviction to imprisonment.
Honorable members, listen.
To imprisonment for a period not exceeding 7 years. Or, notwithstanding subsection 2, a person charged with an offense under this section may, in mitigation of sentence, submit evidence from a medical practitioner appointed by the Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, proving that the accused person was
switch on the mic.
Let me repeat 4. Notwithstanding subsection 2, a person charged with an offense under this section may, in mitigation of sentence, submit evidence from a medical practitioner appointed by the Medical and Dental Practitioners Council, proving that the accused person was, at the time of the commission of the offense, suffering genetic abnormalities which may have contributed to the act that constitute the offense of homosexuality. 5. For purposes of subsection 3, a person shall be deemed to attempt to commit an offense when the person intending to commit an offense begins to put his or her intention into execution by means adapted to its fulfillment and manifests his or her intention by some overt act, but does not fulfill his or her intention to such an extent as to commit the offense. Justification: to remove a conflict between the definition of the words homosexuality and sexual act in clause 1 and the prescription of the offense of homosexuality in clause 2 of the bill, since they each prescribed different elements, making the offense of homosexuality vague, thereby contravening the principle of legality prescribed in Article 28(12) of the Constitution. To limit the offense of homosexuality to the penetration, however slight, of a person's anus by another person's sexual organ, of a person's anus, sexual organ, or mouth by a sexual organ of another person of the same gender, or of a person's anus, sexual organ, or mouth by an object or sex contraption by a person of the same gender. As guided by court in the case of Kasha Jacqueline, David Katoch Sule, and Onzema.
Honorable members, please listen to the chair.
And Onzema Patience versus Rolling Stone Limited and Gilles Mohammed, High Court Miscellaneous Cause number 163 of 2010, to limit the offense of homosexuality to the actual performance of a sexual act between persons, as required in Section 37 of the Interpretation Act, to prescribe the maximum penalty that can be imposed by court in order to recognize and maintain court discretion in sentencing, to expand the provision to include an attempt to commit the offense of homosexuality, to move provisions relating to sexual orientation to clause 14 on promotion of the offense of homosexuality, to increase the penalty for the offense in the case of homosexuality from 10 years as proposed in the bill to 20 years, and for the attempts from 2 years to 7 years in tandem with sentences imposed for similar sexual offenses. The proposal to allow a person charged with an offense under the section to mitigate the sentence by adducing evidence of genetic disorders is to recognize evidence from Uganda Medical Association, which explained that a small number of people may have homosexual tendencies because of abnormalities in their genes or biological disorders, to delete provisions that criminalize a person who has not committed an offense of homosexuality.
Thank you, Chair. Yes,